I hope you guys can see my screen. So just give me a minute. So today, basically, we are going to talk about review paper. Basically, this is a series of building a top tier research profile where till now we have covered a general building a research profile webinar, then specific to journal, then we have covered conferences. Now we'll be covering the last part, which is literature review paper. So in this, some of the things will be common, the things that we have covered, what is the research paper, what is the research profile, those things will be common. And the one thing that will be different is, so I'll be taking one review paper and we'll be doing some I'll show you how the abstract introduction and some parts, how it is different from journals and conferences. I'll try to show you guys that. So let's get started. So today's agenda is basically first is definitely what is the research profile that I'll be covering, which I have covered in last webinars also. Then what is the what are the basics of research paper? Then sorry, this should be uh, review paper. Yeah. So this should be review paper. Then I'll talk about how you guys can collaborate with us in a long-term mentorship program and may like publish review papers like people who have worked with us have already published. So they have also published sole authors, which I'll definitely show you guys. So before I go into that, you must be wondering like why you guys should really listen to me. So I'll start with my academic background. So I graduated with a bachelor's degree from National Institute of Technology, Silchar, where I was in the top 10%. Then during my time there, I also published first author paper and co-author paper also during like when I worked as a research intern, and I've also collaborated with international labs. Then after that, I was not sure about research that much, about the specific area of research. So I joined Indian Institute of Science as a research associate and worked there for 2+ years in aerospace and mechanical. Can you like guys like hear me, or is there any issue in the audio? Just let me know. Okay. So in the Indian Institute of Science, I worked there for 2 years, and from the both the labs, I got two papers out uh, in top tier journals, basically, and it is online right now. And after that, I got this opportunity to collaborate with EPFL on an ongoing work in the field of AI with the professor. It's still going on, and at the same time, I'm also working as a research scientist here at Visuara AI Labs. And I'm also one of the mentor in long-term mentorship program where I'm guiding students in publishing review paper and also drafting how to convert it into a good storytelling part for the university applications. Now, some of my work basically, this is the work that was basically during my undergrad as a first author. It is now published as a book chapter in Springer. Then another work is this ISC work, which is currently online right now in Journal of Acoustical Society of America. It's one of the top tier journal in the field of acoustics. And this is another one, which is in the field of AI-driven materials. And it is already published in the field in computer methods in applied mechanics, which has an impact factor, if I remember, 7.4 or something. It's very high. And this is another conference where my this paper got presented, like the abstract got accepted, and we are able to present it in Paris. Sorry, it's Lyon, I think, yeah. Then now what I'll be covering is what is a research profile. Like how can you make a research profile? So during my time, like when I was in undergrad, I had a lot of research projects, like four, five, six research projects, but none of them were, converted to tangible outcomes. And I also had some international collaboration, but that was just collaboration. Like some projects were done, but it did not get converted into any publication or anything. So it did not carry much value. So I'm speaking from my experience, did not carry much value. And from the research projects, only I think two or one of my work got converted to the publication that I showed you, and that got extended into now it is currently also I'm one of the co-authors in another paper during my undergrad. So yeah, like from I think 5 to 6 research projects, I was able to convert two of them or one of them. I think yeah, mostly one of them. Then that one of them got extended and got into journal paper. So yeah, from my experience, I can say like we can have multiple research projects. People have a lot of research projects, and now people easily can have international collaboration as well. So this the value of this as well as this has reduced a lot. So how can showcase your profile compared to some other individual is by converting these projects, whatever projects you are doing, to some good tangible outcomes, and whatever internships you are doing to some publications, patents, at least conferences is something you guys should definitely target. So yeah, like these are the outcomes that you should definitely target, which is papers. The papers, it comes like journal paper, which is definitely the topmost one, and it takes time. For journal papers, it takes time. But for review paper, you can at least in 2 to 3 months, you can definitely publish review papers. Same goes for conferences also. You can, if you work for like 2 to 3 months very efficiently, then the conference paper will be ready. The output, the content of the conference paper. For patents, it takes time. Similar to like journal papers, for patents also it takes time. But these are the highest value that is considered in a research profile. If you are having all this, then your research profile is complete, I would say. Now, yeah, for the research profile, we have the one that I showed you. I told you like there are journal papers, there are literature review papers, and there are preprints. So they are like these are the higher hierarchy. So this is definitely if you have this, then your profile will be definitely shining in wherever you are applying. It will get noticed. Then comes literature review paper. These are a little lower value, I would say, because it is not here you are not doing any new scientific discovery. So people put it little below than even conference paper, I would say. And preprints are something, you can just it can contain what I would say new results, new scientific discoveries, and it can also contain the literature review kind of papers also. So preprints are like not peer reviewed, so people might not trust your work. So this comes under even literature review papers. But if it is out, then it is good. People will recognize that. But the value of it compared to people having these things will be definitely low. Now, when you are planning for grad school or anything, and some people does not have like publication, like it's under preparation sometimes. You guys have decided the which journal you want to submit and all those things, but it's still under preparation. So you can definitely write it like this, like in preparation, your name, the authorship name, if it is there, then people will think like take it as a authentic writing, because in academic CV, whatever you are putting, it's very much serious things and people take it very seriously. So should be very careful about what you are putting. So the like authorship title should be perfect, and you should discuss it with your advisor or whom you have worked with. And the tentative title can be tentative. It's not any big issue. And journal name can also be tentative, but you need not write here tentative. You just write the journal name and the date you are planning to submit, and just attach some hyperlink to your paper where you are writing it. Maybe you can keep it private. If people try to access it, you can just uh, see if anyone trying to access it and if you want to give access to them or not. Okay, then the next thing is the research paper basics. So into the basics of research paper, like when I was like this I've already covered in the last two webinars also. So I'll again cover it for the people who are new here. So one of the questions that uh, I get sometimes, even my role as an research scientist, is some people asking like if they will be able to complete a research paper in this particular timeline. Like we have a timeline of 4 months or something. So some people ask that whether they can write a paper or not. And when people ask, I also remember like during my undergrad also I used to have a questions like, will I be able to write papers? Will I be able to write the way a scientific paper is written? So those are the questions that I got. Uh, I get from individuals, and when I was in undergrad, I used to get. But the moment I started publishing, I realized that it is not about high IQ or very much like intelligence or geniusness. It's not about that. It's mostly like you have to give some time to it. Like reads multiple papers, the more you are reading, the more you will recognize the way an academic paper is written. And there are certain words, like you will find a lot of similar words used in academic papers. So the more you read, you will be able to get those words and you will be able to use it while you are writing the paper. So these are the things that I have observed. And I personally feel that you need not be, having high IQ or intelligence, to write a paper. You can easily write it. Just if you have to put some more amount of time to it, like per day, if you are reading at least one paper, like in 15 days, you will be having a good idea about how a research paper is written. Okay, now those academic words you'll be having on your mind. So if you try to write your own work, you'll be easily able to do that at that moment. Now, another question is how to read papers from literatures. Like we see a lot of like when you are reading an introduction of the paper, you will see they've cited a lot of paper. So when you go to those citations, you find a lot of papers. So those papers are also really big. So how can you read them? So if you're working on a project, there are two things you can do while for reading papers regarding that project or that research work. The first thing is the definitely the in-depth mode. In the in-depth mode, what you should do is you should take up at least I think there will be 3 to 4 or 4 to 5 papers in your exactly related to the work that you are doing. So those papers need to be like you should read them very carefully. You should understand why they have done that, what are the methodologies they have used, why they have said those things. You should always question that and even try to replicate what they have done. Some papers need to be replicated also for your project. So this takes at least like 3 to 4 or 5 hours to read the whole paper. Then replicating will take another more amount of time. So this takes a lot of time. So in-depth mode should be done for limited amount of papers which are completely related to your area which you are working on. And then the bird's eye view comes when you are trying to, you are stuck in some problem. You are trying to see if they have solved it somewhere or not. So you go through multiple papers. So you try to understand their methodologies, you read the abstract, conclusion, results, and from there you try to screen out if you have something in common or not. So that takes usually 30 minutes or max 1 hour to finish. So these are the two mode that you should be using while you are reading a literature or a research paper. Okay, and for literature review, it's usually the bird's eye view and the in-depth mode mixed, I would say. Uh, like 50-50 should be given, not like this is more and this is less. Or sometimes in-depth mode will go a little higher because in literature review paper, you are covering at least like 150 to 200 papers. So you can't read all of them definitely, but you should be having idea about what each paper has done. So sometimes bird's eye view will take more than 50% of your effort. In-depth will go a little lower. Okay. So and there are three tools that you should definitely familiarize yourself. The first thing is for managing the references, the citations that you are taking. You should definitely be very careful about keeping all the track of the citations because when you're trying to write a literature review paper, you'll be having 200. Sometimes people have like 250 references. So you need to have very good idea about how to structure them. So Mendy is a very good software for that. And then the next one comes is the overleaf, where you will be documenting your what do I say, the research paper. Nowadays, I think an AI tool has came out by OpenAI, similar to Overleaf. You guys can able to use that also if you have any problem with Overleaf. Uh, then there is this called lit maps, which is for literature review. Like you have one paper. With respect to that, you want to read multiple more papers. So you just type that into lit maps and you get your related papers. I'll show you guys that. First, I'll show you this. Like Overleaf looks like this, the interface of Overleaf. We just have to, modify the writings here and it will get automatically modified. Now, this is sorry, I don't think there is any video, so this is by mistake written. Then this is Litmaps interface. You just type the name of the paper that you're currently working on, and I'll show you guys what happens after you type the name of the paper. And this is Mendeley. I'll share the video link in the chat. If any of you are interested, you can just watch it. Just give me a minute. Before I go into review paper, I'll show you guys the just a minute. Yeah. So for Overleaf, you can go to LaTeX templates and maybe you can just type archive and open this as template. And the next thing you can do is you can just maybe the way it is written, if you want to change the, what do I say, name of the author, if you want to, like, if I write my own name, similarly, like you will be able to also change these things and you can see how it is structured, like abstract, introduction. So you can easily put your content here and structure will remain same. You don't have to worry about structure. You don't have to worry about the border lines and everything, which you have to worry about if you're writing in words. Now the next thing comes is red maps. I'll try to search my own paper. So yeah, here is paper. So I have searched it and I'll get every paper related to this particular paper. Yeah, you see this is the paper published in 2025 and related works are here. You can see. So it goes till 1992 papers. So this way you can have an idea about the papers you have to read regarding your work. So you can use this. It's very helpful. And now this is Mendeley. You should definitely download it. I don't have it right now in my PC, so that's why I'll show you guys this. So the interface looks like this. Here you will be just clicking on the add references and you will be able to add the papers that you see. You just have to type the name of the paper and you will be able to easily add it. So that's really easy and it's really helpful right now. So now I'll go into the depths of review paper. So first, this is just a brief overview of what review paper is. In review paper, usually we don't go for uh, what do I say, new scientific discoveries, as I have been saying till now. What we do is we just take up a lot of maybe identify gaps and define what has been done till now and what can be done in these fields. So those things you need to state, and definitely the high citation potential is there, and it also helps you, like if you have written something very hot topic in a very hot topic, you have written that these are the gaps present. So people recognize these things and they take it, or they, while they are working on their problem, they will definitely refer to that particular paper. and it will get definitely high citations. Okay, and again, a review is not like, A did this, then B did this, then C did this. No, it is not like that. You have to connect the story. Okay, you have to connect the dots between A, what is A and what is B having common, what is C and B having common, then C A and C having common. Those things you have to connect while writing a review paper. And also the review paper process takes a lot of time. Like first you need to send for editorial review, which takes usually like less than 1 week. You will get either a yes or no from desk. If it is no, then it is desk rejected. If it is yes, then it will go to the peer review where it will take 2 months at least. Then they will get back to you with some comments. Then you have to do some revision. Revision is definitely required. You can't be like directly from peer review, it is accepted. It's not like that. They will definitely give some comments. You have to revise it. You have to submit it in again 1 month. And then in maybe in 1 month or 2 weeks, it gets online. So that's the usual process. So now I'll take up one paper. Yeah, here is the paper. This was published in MDPI. So if you carefully see this, the title of the paper, it's not like review of just AI. It's like review of AI and machine technologies. Then they have written like this: classification, restriction, opportunities, challenges. So it's very specific. So people who want to know about the classification that is currently has been done and gaps present in it, they will refer to this paper. And what are the challenges that are present, they will definitely refer to this paper. So even the title also, you need to be very careful while uh, deciding on the title, that what are the gaps that your paper is currently addressing. So based on that, you need to write it. Now the next thing is this abstract. If you see, just a minute. Yeah. So if you see the abstract, here they start with like artificial intelligence is an evolving set of technologies and for solving wide range of applied issues. So they introduce what is artificial intelligence that you need to do. Then code of AI is machine learning. Then they mention about the practical application holds prospects. Therefore, the researchers in this area is intensive. Yeah, this is like a good storytelling part that you need to definitely involve in the like include in your review paper abstract. Then they comes, however, the industrial application and its more intensive rise in the society are not widespread at the present time. So they have just uh, said that it is not, completely filled. There are still things which needs to be done. Then they come to the challenges. Then they mention about the challenges. If you see, need not to be considered from both AI and the societal perspective. This consideration will identify the priority steps. So yeah, like if you ask me, like this is the standard, problem solution structure of an abstract. So you define the problem here. They mention the problem in one line. The next they provide is the solutions or what is present and all those things. Then they mention the article presents the identification and this discussion of the challenges of the employment of AI technology. So it's like they have summarized what the article is presenting. Okay, so something like that you have to you guys also need to write. And the length of the abstract is similar to journal paper. It's not similar to conference, it's similar to journal paper. And also you need to include some keywords, so that people can identify it, or it gets like if someone is trying to catch like search something like artificial intelligence, this paper pops up. So those things you need to use. Now comes the introduction part. In the introduction, you need to be like covering everything from the very basic. If you are covering something like what they have said review of AI, and so they started with very basic part of AI, like what was developed in the early stages. And if you see here also the number of review studies developed to devoted to AI, ML, and DL. So you see the curve. They not only said it in terms of language. They have basically plotted everything that has been done till now, like the review papers that has been published till now, number of like documents in DL, deep learning, and yeah, documents in AI, ML. So you can see like from 2000 years basically, and this is I think the number of documents. So you see how they have plotted it. So in review papers, plotting things like this is very important to, like, people will not go through the complete document. They might be going through the plots and get an idea about what is going on, what the paper have said. So yeah, that is something is very important. And here you will see like they have provided ranking of the reviews. So in Scopus according to the areas of application. So yeah, they have also plotted this also. Like if you just see this, you can easily understand that in rank, like how AI is impacting computer science, engineering, then comes the rest of the fields. So yeah, like these plots are very helpful. Like in review papers, if you include like this kind of plots or this kind of figures, it really showcases the quality of the work that you've done. Now, yeah, definitely you have to write a lot about it in the introduction, to cite a lot of papers. Then slowly you need to move to the, the classification, the one that you said. This is the first part, classification. So here they start with some artificial intelligence, this. They also cite paper to that. Then they keep on citing paper basically. You have to talk about all the classification that has been done till now. Okay. Then this is very like interesting. Then not only, talk about AI in language again, but they have basically made a like tree kind of thing. So from AI, it comes machine learning, then you have this NLP, expert system, speech, vision. From ML, how supervised, unsupervised, and all those things comes. Like if you want to get an idea about what artificial intelligence is composed of right now, if you see this paper and just this diagram, you don't need to go through any of the text. You're able to understand like what is going on, the classification, what is coming, and the deep learning, what are present right now, generative model, GANs, transformers. So you'll be easily able to get an idea about all these terms. Like definitely not the concept I'm telling, but for the people who are working in AI, they will be easily able to understand this. So this is like a subsection of artificial intelligence. Okay. Now, the next thing is uh, another figure that I really liked is, yeah, this one. You see, they have taken from that particular diagram, machine learning. So from machine learning, they've classified from machine learning models how classical and modern ML is evolving. From classical, they have gone to this UL, SL, then this lasso regression, all these things. Then from modern, they have wrote about these things, GANs, graph neural networks, convolutional neural networks, transformers. So yeah, these are really, interesting way to uh, show what you have written in all these parts. This helps the reader a lot to go through the paper in a very smooth manner. See here, they have written all these things. So if you go through just the diagrams of it, they have included. That way you will be able to easily understand it. I'm not saying like everything you'll understand, but if you are using bird's eye view, then it will be very easy for you to understand this. Similarly here, see how deep learning has been constructed, right? Then another thing that I really liked, yeah, these are also really good way to show. So yeah, when you are also writing a review paper, you should also keep in mind like, can you make some diagrams like this? Because you'll be definitely covering a large or vast number of works that has been done. So can you classify those works something like this, that your like some of the work you've written here, then from this work these things came out, from this work these things came out. So you have to also think like that. Now these are all right, like these diagrams are all right. These diagrams are specific to the paper. Now you have to come to the, the limitations and difficulties. You've talked about what has been done, this has been done, this has been done, how this has evolved. Now to come to the limitations and the difficulty part. This is where you are trying to say what are the gaps that are present. So here also you need to cite a lot of papers and talk about these, what do I say? See here, like describes the following 10 constraints in the process of solving medical problems. So you talk about these as well. Then, yeah, including diagrams like this is also really good. AI restriction, external, they have classified to external and they have classified to internal. So the external, they have these things, economical, personal, and the internal, it's like learning process, result, technologies. So what are the things that are currently hindering the implementation of AI technologies in economy and all those things? So from here, you will get an easy idea about what is the constraint that is stopping it, right? Then you see these are the tables. In literature review papers, you also need to include tables if you have a good amount of like information like this. Including tables like this is also helpful, and it also helps you get publish the paper in top tier review articles or journal articles. Then yeah, here you have to like classify personal, then economic, then social, organizational like problems external to AI, and internal limitations to AI. Here also you need to write like data, learning process, results, technology. So yeah, like writing like this is really helpful. Now the next thing you have to do is you need to do the discussion part. So here you talk about like one must consider the like if you see the language, one must consider the approach to solving some internal problems of employing AI technologies and evolution. Then they talk about data generation, speeding up like the problems that are currently existing, how the solution can be given on something like that. And again, they have included a tree diagram for that related to that classification of methods for interpreting. So these are really helpful. Like if you see the structure, just look at the structure. Don't look at the content. You will see that how the abstract was written, then how in the introduction they have included some diagrams which gave an overview of what has been done till now and what fields are currently gaining the interest. Now, yeah, these are definitely interesting diagrams. And at the end, you have to give a conclusion, and this conclusion is usually bigger than journal articles also. Sometimes, yeah, you have to do that, and by like just by talking about the conclusion, you have to like finish it off. And in the conclusion also, they summarize, their main contribution, like the classification of limitations. Then they end with, I think, some call to action for future research. Like one of the most important direction may be a combination of remote sensing. Like yeah, so this is like ending it with what can be done in the future. So they are giving the researchers a roadmap like what you guys can do in this particular field. So yeah, like the conclusion should be composed of that, like what are your contribution to this paper, and then end it by saying what can be done in the future. So it's similar to the journal also, but in review papers, it's a little different. The writing style is a little different. Okay, so if we summarize it, you have seen the abstract how it is written. It's similar to journal article, but here you have to talk about more about what are the gaps that you have found, what are the challenges existing, what are the gaps that you have contributed to in this particular paper. Then in the introduction, you have seen some diagrams, how the diagrams really helps you get an idea about what is going on. Then when you come to the main part, the things that you have said in the abstract, there how they have included trees. That has also given good insight into how you can structure your review paper. Then comes the limitation part. Then comes discussion and conclusion. So these are similar, the discussion and conclusion to other papers. But in the limitations, you have to talk about all the limitations that are currently existing in those things in the areas that you are currently covering. So this is kind of like an overview of literature review paper. So if you guys are like working on a review paper, you will get a good idea about like how you guys should structure it for to target a good audience. This the audience should understand. So yeah, this is all about review paper. Now I will slowly move to, our long-term mentorship program. So our long-term mentorship program is currently active, and it is mainly for it has been divided into two things: the phase one and phase two. In the phase two, we have like sorry, not phase two. In the phase one, we have writing a review paper uh, problem, where we will be basically guiding you to, someone has asked something. Is it possible for a single person to single-handedly perform all steps in writing review paper and actually write and get it published? Yes, it is possible. And some of the people who have worked with us for the LTM program have actually written solo paper and got it published in top tier journals. Like I think one paper was in IEEE or something. Yeah, it is very much possible. Yeah, like whatever paper I have explained, it has multiple co-authors. Because if you want to write a big literature review, then there will be multiple co-authors, to be honest. But if you are in a PhD, then you need to write it on your own, the whole review paper. That takes a little bit of time. But if you want to write a review paper in 2 to 3 months, then it is very much possible to like do it as a single person and single author. So people who have worked with us have done that. Like we have guided them how to do that. So yeah, they have been able to do it. So yeah, I was talking about phase one and phase two. In the phase one, basically, it is mostly about building research profile through writing a review paper where you will be a sole author mostly. And what we will be doing is we will be guiding you through the process. And it usually takes 2 to 3 months to finish the writing the paper and then submit it for publishing. Then after that comes the next part where you are basically talking about the converting it to a storytelling in the graduate school application. That is phase two. So what we target in 3 months. We target it for like you identify research domain topic, then we define the how the paper should be looking like, and we also to tell you to create figures which we'll be reviewing and we'll be giving our very constructive good feedback on that so that it looks very polished. Then you start writing the full paper, and also we make the cover letter to the editor. Then we help you identify the journal, and then we submit it to. And in the post submission also, whatever you are going through, will definitely guide you through that process. And it is for mainly for MS or PhD applicants and who are seeking research internship applicants as well. Now after this, the phase two is very interesting, where you like you want to convert it to the what do you say the storytelling part by writing it in a story format for statement of purpose, and also how you can showcase your work in the resume also, and definitely portfolio helps a lot. How to make that is something we uh, really pressure upon whatever students enroll in. Then we help you identify the university, then definitely the LORs as well. And for GRE, if it is required, we provide you some resources. So why LTM 26? Because 23, 24, 25 were like it were really incredible. We are able to publish. It's not 54 plus. I think it's more than that right now. Yeah, it's more than that right now. Last year, I think it was 54 plus. Right now, it is more than that, 64 or something. And we have been also able to send it to a lot of conferences, the works that we have done. We have covered all these areas till now. Also, individual projects are like 150 plus. Right now, it is, I think, 250 plus because a lot of people are working with us right now. And then all the research internships also, like people have been able to secure research internship in Max Planck, then MIT Media Lab, University of Toronto, by enrolling in the phase one as well as phase two. Now the next thing is this SOP's resume and LOR. So we have like multiple stories that has been written and which got converted into like very high top tier admits. So these are definitely there. Now the next thing is this is for the research profile, I'll just show you guys how it looks like. So this is our one comment is there. What is author publishing charges, and provides some more info about figures in a review papers, tools for generating good quality figures, how to decide structure and figures. Okay. I don't think there is any publishing charge. Like usually journal doesn't charge you unless and until you want to make it open access. If you want to make it open access, then they will charge. They will ask you to pay for that. And about the figures, for figures, you can use Figma. This is free software. I'll just show you. There's some other comments. I'll just go through them. Is it true that top journals consider review of only experienced people and not UGP students? Please talk about the use of what? Use of this in review papers. I did not get that, but yeah, is it true that top journal consider review of only experienced people and not UG students? That is something I don't know. Like I can't say exactly that because if you have published in that particular top journals or in some other top journals, those journals will definitely, send you some papers for review. Like I have got some of them after publishing. Like you need to publish something. If you don't publish something, definitely you will not be considered like for review of papers. Or if you mean like top journals consider review paper of only experienced people, that is not true. Like if it's a good review paper, then even UG students publish it. That I've seen with my own eyes, so that I can say for sure. Now, yeah, this is the art like background of Figma. It is free. You can definitely make it here if you want to make good figures. And these are the research papers that has been published till now. You can see a lot of papers are there. So yeah, this is the research that we have been doing here at Visuara and Videsh. So yeah, these are some of the testimonials. Also, like recently for this admit, like our people have also got calls, like at least interview calls from MIT, Cornell, Northwestern, and then University of Toronto for PhD, like bachelor students getting call from these universities, and also got admitted to Georgia Tech and then other universities. So yeah, it has been really good. These are some other testimonials, and these are the universities that uh, that's where like students have gone from our LTM program. Now, yeah, these are some other testimonials. Now again, like if you enroll in LTM, then what are the things that we'll be helping with? First, we'll help you identify good and easy problem statements so that you can publish it in 3 months. Now, after that, we'll guide you how to write the paper. We'll help you set a very realistic timeline to publish this paper, and we'll also help you figure out where to submit it, journals, the conferences. Yeah, so what we realistically expect is if your profile is something like this, consisting of 5, 6 projects, at least your profile should have like some paper under review or published, or some conferences accepted or submitted. That's what we usually target if you join the LTM program. Now you can imagine yourself like once you have a very good profile, you applied for some grad school and you got admitted, then you are giving some talks and doing research in labs like MIT. So yeah, like it is really great. If you even go there for research internships also, it feels really good. So if you are interested in the LTM program, the long-term mentorship program, do send us an email at this hello@flyvidesh.com with your name, and please attach your resume as well. I'll just share the out of the 54 papers, how many actually got published in conferences or something. Okay, 54 papers. I need to check that. Just a minute. Isn't that illegal? But people seem to use AI, like use of AI in papers. Uh, yeah, it is not a good thing to write using AI because if you have seen the recent controversy in NeurIPS, there are like papers which have like used AI. I think multiple papers have used AI, and even the references, it does not exist because that has been used. It has been written using AI. Could you please explain more about projects? Like what projects exactly? Yeah, I'll just share the email. You can just reach out to this if you are interested in enrolling in the LTM program.
Hello. Hello.
You can ask in the comment section whatever questions you have. Uh, you explain about the profile and mention about, okay, I'll go through that again once again. Just give me a minute. If someone enrolls in LTM, how many papers will you help them to get published? Okay, in LTM, we actually target like around at least 1 to 2 review papers. At least one review paper we target because in 3 months, you cannot publish 2 review papers. So we plan to at least go for, one review paper in 3 months. Like if you want to publish more, then definitely if you have time, so you can definitely go for that. I would like to, it is a review paper for LTM. We in the phase one, basically, we help you write a review paper. Or if you want to write some other paper, that for that you need to, for phase one, need to enroll in some other research programs. And after that, in the phase two, that is completely for LTM, writing the good storytelling part for top tier grad applications. Someone has asked, I would like to know which projects and are they going to be aligned with our papers? I can't talk about the exactly the projects that we are currently working on. That depends upon your area of interest, what you want to work on, Yeah, the next batch of LTM is starting in, I think, 3 days. So please do reach out at this hello@flyvidesh.com if you are interested in enrolling. What about conference paper? Yeah, conference paper can also be like a part of phase one. It is very much possible. But for more details, you can definitely reach out to hello@flyvidesh.com. We'll provide you more detailed part of what phase one consists of and what phase two. Phase two is usually what I've explained, the storytelling part. Yeah, it will be uploaded to YouTube. All the 3 webinars have already been uploaded. This will be also be uploaded by the end of this week. What are the charges? That I'll just show you the website. Just a minute. Yeah. Yeah, these are the part. If you go to the university applications, these are the research part, like phase one, and this is the phase two. If you want to like perfect your application, then there is like complete bundle to it. Like you have this SOP is resume, then LOR part. Then if you come to the actual flyvidesh.com, you will see like, just a minute. Yeah. Wait a minute. I'll just stop sharing for some time. I'll just answer the questions that you've been asking. Uh, Basically, the projects part that I said, maybe you will be having a profile of with some projects, but after you like work with us, we what we plan to do is we at least your profile should have some papers accepted or submitted. That's what I was trying to say by that particular slide. Will you help if we come up with a on? Yeah, sure, sure. That's what we plan to. We usually look for. Like, if you are interested in particular area, then we will definitely like give you a roadmap of that, and you can work on that, and we'll guide you through the process completely. Will we be provided personal mentor who will guide us? Oh, yeah, sure, sure. Actually, I'm also guiding some people on the for the phase one and phase two, and I'm also guiding some people for the research boot camps as well. So yeah, like there are dedicated mentors provided to the students who will be checking on them constantly to see how they are progressing. Next, what are the charges? You can go through this flyvidesh.com if you want to know more about the program. How to first step approach to write a research paper. I did not get exactly a question. If you are asking like how to write a research paper, the first step would be like definitely the way I have explained. You need to go through that, like to build a research profile and to start reading research papers, then come up with some problem statements, then start working on that. How much time I should devote per week for writing review paper, following your steps. Like if you want to write a review paper in like 2 to 3 months, then at least in a week you should have like what do I say? You should devote at least per day. If you had devote 2 hours or 3 hours, then you will be easily able to publish. Like your paper will be ready in 2 months, I think. Like with all the scrutinizing part, like how definitely people will be reviewing your work before you submit it to something. So that will also that also takes time. Then you will be again fixing it. So including that, I would say, yeah, 2 to 3 hours per day, or in a week, maybe 6 hours, maybe in a week. That would be a good one. If you can devote 2 hours in one day, then that's like great, I would say. Now, some other questions. Yeah, someone asked, yeah, for LTM, is it research or review papers? Sorry, I had network issues when you talk about that part. Okay, for LTM, it is if you enroll in the complete LTM part rather than the phase only for phase two, then it is review paper. But if you enroll in the what do I say, like for phase one for like statement of purpose and all those things, grad application separately, and for if you want to do some other research, therefore that we have different research boot camps that you can enroll separately, like phase two and the phase one can be separate. How to write? Tell me a best way. Okay, I learned those thing in YouTube channel. Visuara AI. Okay, yeah. I also learned foundation tech by doing a decision tree. Okay. In order to write a research paper, first you need to at least start working on a problem. After you work on a problem, you have results ready. Then you have to think about writing a research paper. I think that's the best way you can go. Like at least first work on a research project. The project should be completed, and then you think about writing a paper. Okay, I think if you guys have some more questions, I'll be able to answer that. But yeah, I think it's already 7:30. How to get a problem? Okay, for problem, like we have research programs in our company where we have problem statements ready for students. If they want to work with us, they can definitely, email us to know more about the program. We'll give them a complete roadmap of what we do in the program. And from that, you can start working on the problem, and which will be definitely converting into a paper. So that is something solution is there. But apart from that, what problem you should work on, you should definitely, first get the foundation done, then read some papers to see what are the gaps present and if you are interested in that. Can we take the help of ChatGPT to find good topics, good research problems in my area? Uh, it's not a great idea, I would say, because ChatGPT might be sometime hallucinating also and suggesting some out of the blue ideas as well, which might not be that much good. But you can give it a try, I would say, but I would not, advise you. Yeah, instead, I'll tell you to go through some literature review papers and just go through some of the gaps they have mentioned. From that, you can just get an idea about what are the good problems existing in your area. Yeah. Do you have any other queries? I think there are no queries anymore, so I think I can close the webinar. And definitely, if you want to enroll in the LTM program or in the phase two of the LTM program, you can reach out to us as at hello@flyvidesh.com. And for any other research bootcamps, you can definitely reach out to us. Okay. Yeah. I have to check that. Like if you are talking about complete LTM program, I don't know if what yeah, I think it is if you enroll in the complete LTM, then that's the price. I think I have to check that. I don't know. I can't remember exactly. I think that's the price. But if you take only the phase two and phase one separately, then that will be again different. So yeah, yeah, that's the price. Yeah, I think that's the price. Yeah. So do email if you have any other questions. You can definitely email us the email that I provided. And for more information, you can go through the website. We'll be happy to assist you if you have any other question. Okay.